Doru?
Waiting is over. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Romanian Cultural Institute. Welcome at the Romanian Cultural Institute for one of the most important celebrations for us and for Romania, the National Culture Day. Every year, at the beginning of January, more precisely on January the 15th, we are celebrating the National Culture Day. Originally, it's linked to the birth date of the most famous literary figure in our culture, Mihai Eminescu. But we like to think that we can go much more beyond this huge genius otherwise, and to celebrate during these days some of the values that we hold very dear. First of all, and they are of course inspired by Mihai Eminescu, by this great poet, but by other authors and artists, and they are the following. First of all, the absolute belief in the arts. The absolute belief in the power of the arts to uplift us, to change the world, to transform us like nothing else. Also, during this day, or as a celebration of this day, we believe very much, and we celebrate very much, collaboration, partnership, coming together, doing things together, not alone, not apart from the world, but with everybody else. At the same time, of course, we celebrate creativity, the power of the transformative power that lies in creative people and in the work of art. And at the same time, we celebrate on January the 15th at the National Culture Day, we celebrate truth. Not pre-truth, not post-truth, not anti-truth, but truth. The truth of life, the truth of the arts. Of course, there are so many values one can think of related to this important day. In fact, I'm one of those who are utterly against this celebration. I really don't want to celebrate National Culture Day on January 15th. I want to celebrate it on January the 1st, on December the 8th, on October the 3rd. Every day should be a celebration of our culture, of culture itself. And I think, thanks to you, here at the Romanian Cultural Institute, there is a celebration of our national culture, of the friendship, of collaboration, of truth, with every event, with every encounter that is provided by, facilitated by the Romanian Cultural Institute. Tonight is also important because we have a very special guest. Usually some of our friends who are here, and I'd like to say hello to them, know that I immediately start to introduce the protagonist, the artist of the evening, but now I'm going to start with somebody else. Our special guest tonight is the president of Romanian Cultural Institute, Mr. Liviu Jicman, and I'm going to pass the floor very shortly, who is also the head, the president of the Association of all the National Cultural Institutes in the European Union, UNI. We have this association all coming together, and it's a huge network. 140 cities and capitals have these associations, and we have the privilege through Mr. Jicman to be the head of this network, of this global network this year. So It is my pleasure to introduce Liviu Jigman. He is coming not only as a Romanian, the president of Romanian Cultural Institute. Here, Ambassador, just take my seat. And maybe next time I'm going to take yours. It's only the function, yeah, I know. So, welcome, thank you for coming. This has been, I think this is the last day of probably the longest official visit of the Romanian Cultural Institute president in history, and definitely the first visit of a unique president to the United States of this length and caliber. We have had meetings in New York City at a city hall, and I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Elton Murray, Mayor Adams's advisor on international cultural relations, and a dear friend of us. Thank you, Elton, for being here tonight. From the City Hall, where we had a fantastic meeting, to the European delegation in Washington. Actually, we came back just 1 hour ago, to all sorts of meetings with the organization. It has been truly a sort of marathon of meetings. And but we organized this meeting so that it superimposes the National Culture Day celebration, so that we can have Liviu Jigman tonight with us. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you Liviu Jigman.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege for me to introduce this special event dedicated to the beautiful and inspired mind of Marin Sorescu, a performance with wonderful actress Simona Măicănescu, with the inspired music of Mircea Florian. The retreat by Marin Sorescu, it's really a privilege and an honor to be with you tonight and to have the chance to view this show with the occasion of the National Culture Day of Romania. And like my colleague Dorian Brana already said, it was an honor for me to be for an important trip here in the United States of America, to have the chance to participate to important organizations dedicated and events dedicated those to the performing arts, to ISPA and APAP, and to literally participate not to a day, but to a week dedicated to the culture of Romania. And what is very important, we celebrate together with the Republic of Moldova, and I want to salute Mr. Ambassador for being here. In the same day we celebrate in the Republic of Moldova and in Romania the National Culture Day, and it was for me also the occasion to celebrate the performing arts these days at European level. Thank you very much. I won't have a long speech because I want to enjoy this special evening and special moment together with you. But before ending, I want also to say some words in Romania. La mulți ani, pentru noul an, la mulți ani de Ziua Culturii Naționale. Și iată, cultura unește. Cultura ne unește România de Republica Moldova, unește Europa și ne unește peste Atlantic. Vă doresc visionare plăcută.
I won't keep you any longer because this is a great show. Just a few words about tonight's show. It is inspired by one of the greatest Romanian writers, Marin Sorescu, a true original voice in our literature. He has written extensively, of course, poetry mainly, but extensively for theater. but this performance tonight is based on his only novel, Viziunea, vizuinii, a title that is not, it's impossible to to translate in English. We opted for the retreat. We could have opted for the den, but the most important thing is that it's an author that is recognized for his humor and for his bittersweet vision on life. This performance is a sort of allegory. You will see foxes, you will see bears, you will see badgers, you will see all sorts of animals. The story happens in a forest. It can be a jungle, it can be you know, selva oscura. It is our life, in the end, you'll recognize. And the story is a sort of love story gone astray with very interesting inserts and meditations about life, about the truth of life. It is a show that will be in English and Romanian, and it's about the power of acting, the power of word, and also the power of music. And as Liviu Jitman said, it is performed by two wonderful performers, Simona Măicănescu and Mircea Florian, two powerhouses when it comes to the stage. So thank you again for being here tonight. Again, so sorry that our space is so limited, but we are so blessed to have a public like you, and everything we do, not only the celebration of National Cultural Day, in the end, it's not about us, it's about you, and it's about us coming together. So thank you for being here tonight, and have a great show.
This is not a story for young children. The hideaway he had entered, of course not for the first time because it belonged to him, had something primitive and old-fashioned to it. Something of a boîte, you know, what you might see in Paris. Though the bear hadn't passed through Quartier Latin, the Latin neighborhood, not even in his wildest dreams. You could enter the hideaway like a piece of cake. I mean, it was such a glib thing for him to bounce back to his path, which, by the way, out of here was growing sick and tired of.
I won't go home anymore. It is too easy to go home.
But let us present the dwelling. First of all, there is a long hallway that starts on the very, very, very surface, right behind the genealogical tree. The entrance was ingeniously hidden with a bark leaf, or even by our bear, by his very body, in dangerous moments. This long corridor, which was dug into the sand, though our hero boasted that it was dug into marble, no, it was made of sand, zigzagged side to side. It went right first, and then right again, and then again, and again, until you were dizzy. It was like a spiral. You know what a spiral is like? Encrusted into the pistol spike. That was what the spiral was like, because that's the only way to imprint a faster and better speed into the bullet. So we might say that the bear shot in and out of the dead like a bullet. At the end of the long spiral of, or if you'd like to put it in a qualitative way, the long process of becoming for our bear was his nest. Soft and warm. Here the bear became asleep. I mean, from there he came, and here he became. Then the great hall. No. Sorry, I forgot the facilities. There is a wardrobe somewhere, for sure, where the forest furs were kept, since bears are bears. And 2 kitchenettes for unexpected guests. Okay, now onto the great hall, the salon, the main room, the other room. It's much more spacious, much more, where our hero had a pocket. Oh yes, a pocket. Because our hero, the bear, had concluded that he has to be a gentleman in his own house. Am I not king of my castle? There might have been another exit, which was now used as an entrance by a certain badger who lived in the same hideaway with the bear. But let's not insist too much on such an annoying subject. And why shouldn't we insist, huh? The truth is that the bear is bigger and has a bigger personality, or so they say. So they say is an expression of the badger. So the bear has by law the right to as many exits as he wants. Exit. Screw the exits. You want to exit twice at the same time in 2 different directions? Oh, screw it, what an idiot.
Jumătatea asta mult este prea mare ca s-o fac mai mică, mai din depărtare. Lasă-mă, părinte, prețul o să-l dau minte, liniștea să-ți laud. Ascuțindu-mi ochiul, am uitat pe iarbă, dar acum el poate comode să soară. Lasă-mă, părinte, restul o să-l caut și fără cuvinte, liniștea să-ți laud.
And so Martin the bear lost himself in thought. The very first thought he lost himself in.
Here we are hibernating again.
We must specify that we are not referring to normal hibernation. You know, 3 months during winter when you sit by the fire, you should shut it, all people used to say. No, we are talking about an extra hibernation, or as they say nowadays down by the river, avant la lettre. Our guy, if we can call him that, felt at home in his den, and you could feel it. You could feel it in the air around him. It was the perfume of memories. Yeah, with a hint of lavender. The scent of lavender was very present in this hideaway due to the bear's fear of moths.
Memory, amintiri, moth with small, fear groază, lavender,
We all know that moths eat both fur and one's conscience. And it was this very latter erosion the bear feared.
levanțică peste tot.
Lavender everywhere, yeah. There was a time when our hero had thought of digging a well and using one of the 2 kitchenettes as a cold water fount and reason it with the importance of a street, cold water fount street. He also considered moving the mountain behind the den about 20 kilometers away and a little bit more to the right because of the dark shadow it made. Oh, no. And anyway, but you know that bears think out loud. Already?
It had a home, for better or worse. I could tell him bedtime stories, for better or worse. What else? What else is there?
At this point, the bear tried to imagine the potential mother with great tenderness. All the while amazed that he could be so preoccupied with everything else. He'd never asked for anyone's hand before. But a cute baby bear who would scratch his furniture, who topple things over. That would be so nice because look, his eyebrows had started to go gray, and we all know that bears, when they grow old, become white, and they are banished to the pole by
But the youngsters, do you know a lullaby or some blues?
No, yeah. A lullaby. Okay.
It's not a
That's better. That's better.
Să tu de vrând și de tot. Deci fi mai gras, mai hotărât, m-aș răsturna în discută. Dar vrăbii mari și vrăbii mici aleagă după ticulici. Și printre pene și sclipiri respir, mai mor și iar.
The most beautiful theory our hero had, actually it's mine, but it doesn't matter, was that the earth doesn't spin as others say. It walks straight ahead. This earth is a sort of path through the universe. And who has ever seen paths spinning? The moon, on the other hand, the moon is smaller and it also walks straight ahead, but now and then turns a corner. You can say that it makes an L shape. That's because the moon is in love with the earth. But the earth just keeping going straight ahead on its path. And that's why the two never meet. And that's why we are struggling so hard, because we live in cosmic unhappiness.
Mă doare corpul până în gât, sătul de vrăbii și de tot. Aș fi mai gras, mai hotărât, m-aș răsturna în abis cu tot.
The bear has been concentrated so deeply on the idea of that his entire being was focused on contemplating this. When Miss Fox came to visit.
What's the matter?
Well, there is something. Visitors came. Oh, goodness gracious, my friend, how can you say such a thing? The fox was drenched with tears that had suddenly overwhelmed her because of the rooster that snitched her. So she went into the wardrobe and came out like a put-together and elegant lady who knows very well that life is much brighter when ladies look good. You know what, dear friend, I was struck by an idea just now.
Oh, an idea, where from?
From the wardrobe. Let's make poems from given rhymes.
What for is today special?
Well, it's just today, and anyway, it's been so long since I wrote poems from given rhymes, and I really miss so much literature.
Great,
What? I suggest the destin sublime,
Vizitiu, spanchiu.
vizitiu spanchiu,
Trăsura n-are vizitiu,
trăsura n-are vizitiu,
că a rămas
că a rămas de mult
spanchiu.
spanchiu.
Când s-a izbit de
Când
un
s-a izbit
copac
de un copac
și acum doarme
și
sub
acum
capac.
doarme sub capac.
When did you write this?
Oh, goodness gracious! How could you say such a thing, my friend?
Well.
M-am înțeles
M-am
cu
înțeles
vizitiu.
să nu
Să
mă
mai fie
fii
așa
așa.
spachiu.
Mă scurta viață cât trăit, să ne izbit doar de suflet. M-am înțeles cu vizitiu, să nu mai fie așa spachiu. Mă scurta viață cât trăit, să ne izbit doar de suflet. That's nice, I guess. There! Cocodată! Dacă vulpea mai vine sub salcâmul în care dormim noi vara și sub pretext că se uită la stele, ne hipnotizează de că dăm noi gura ei, o blestem de trei.
First of all, you are not respecting the given rights.
Ah, damn it, I don't care. I believe that in art you just open your soul. You don't dilly-dally with shitty rhymes. I hate free verse. That is not real poetry. And why are you coming for me? I'm not talking about you. My fox is a symbol. Maybe I understand something else when I say fox. For instance, the cloud that brings floods. Can I critique the cloud in a poem dedicated to Mother Nature? The literary fight might have kept going for a long time if an unexpected visitor hadn't burst in, the headless, tailless rabbit as he was like, there is smoke in the den.
Listen, buddy, who's smoking here?
Not me, that's for sure. That's why you won't find any ashtray in my house. Mr. You know, who found the entrance and suspected that this fox was hiding here with his stolen rooster and decided to be very efficient.
Then why you were here, man?
I forgot, you've lost your head. I couldn't stop in time. But that's it. The trick is to know when to stop. In life, like in literature, even the discussion, our discussion about poetry has taken a metaphysical turn, and real life has to happen. And real life was happening, yeah. Obviously because the hideaway had begun to reek as if the thousands tiny ants who lived there suddenly scurried out the exits, forgetting their cobweb shoes. A decision had to be made as fast as you could say. This is an expression of Miss Fox Shawley's thoughts about things she could eat. Let's fish something. Fish.
Când omul intră în vizuină, adio, orice și vină, vrând să ne prindă în bârlă, lăsa bombul pe a noi să luăm.
What's this crap? This is not. It's not poetry, but there is a noble idea at the heart of it all. And on certain occasions, a noble idea has the luxury of cheating on poetry only if it's clear and profound. My dear colleagues, what are we doing here? Let's wrap this up. Reality is knocking at the door. You want us all to die in here, or I think that we could only escape if one of us sacrificed themselves. The only solution is to wall a woman in. That's how this hideaway would last forever, smoked up or not. Oh, screw it! That's how you give the dilemma a metaphysical nuance and push it towards the feminine eternity.
Celui fără de rușine, dacă-i dai ceva obraz, îi se suie în spinare ca să-l treci peste pârlat. Cu răbdare și cu vrere faci din narului de miel, decât să trăiești purind, mai bine să mor trăind.
Fine, fine, fine. I'll sacrifice myself. Oh, once again. But I guess this story with the walling in must be a metaphor, since we are all artists here.
We are all artists.
At the head.
Well, that's it.
How about I become a prude? I'll sacrifice my talent, my good mood, my happiness, and I'll live isolated somewhere in the ditch. Goodness gracious. God bless.
So we will Christian human with what? With honey.
I never felt God. Not even on Sundays. I couldn't help myself. My tongue would tickle as if I had eaten feathers. That's why I became a literary critic. To consume everything with a quill. Do you write with chicken feathers or just yeast? As you wish, I don't care anymore, my dear. Report maker. Freaking narc. Don't think I've always been a hater. Oh no, I was in love once upon a time. But how much did I love him? Oh, God. One fine morning, the sun was rising and...
So what if the sun rises? Enough with the literature. We want the truth. We want courage.
Fine. I was,
Ai fost o curvă, spune.
an explorer, a high-class explorer. I can't remember what I did. No, I must have done something. What the hell did I do? No, I must have done something when I was, that's...
Ai mai fost și în față. În fix.
A thief? I was a thief? Oh yeah, I stole when I was in school. I stole and then who steals the neck today, tomorrow? Who steals just eggs today? Oh goodness. Amnesia is contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Da. Strecuratului o problemă, sus la munte la izvor. Cașul are munți întrânsul, și-o pădure și-un topor. Eu braz nu mănânc, se zice, dar îmi place să-i jupoi și să fac din coajă bice și să mânmunți apoi. Eu braz nu mănânc, se zice, dar îmi place să-i jupoi și să fac din coajă bice și să mânmunți apoi.
Oh yes, I got married 3 times. My first husband was from a very good family, and when they locked him up, they didn't manage to get any information out of him by the fact that he was from a very good family. Where they locked him up, I won't say.
Where? Unde? Wo? Who?
In a chicken coop. He had gone there for business. And they shut the door behind him. I was forced to divorce him. Yes. My second husband, he dug the gallery under the earth. A long tunnel, so long that I didn't see him again. Why did he dig it? That's not my business. And I told him, please stop acting like a crafty fox. One thing for sure, I lost solidarity with the second one, too. And I was so lost until the third one appeared. With him, it was the hardest. He was unfortunately very, very rich. He spoiled me rotten, unfortunately. He tickled my indulgences. Because if he didn't, I wouldn't have closed my eyes and would have asked him, what dirty tricks do you use to ruffle my feathers?
Honey, you're complaining about the sins of others, only about the sins of others, but what about you? What did you do? Or are you clean as a whistle?
I didn't have time to unveil my ugly character. I wasn't allowed to do as I pleased. I would have liked to be a floozy, you know, but I'm sorry. Where are those conditions? You know how life is in the forest. Everyone keeps an eye on the fox. They wander, maybe even bribed. Where did she get the money for such a long tail? They think that I got a little package from the raven, you know the story. The raven stands on a branch with a little package in his beak. I show up under the tree. He pretends to drop the package, and there you are. You have it, the crime, which I couldn't have committed because I didn't have the right conditions. And do you know what the raven would have thrown down in that little package if he had thrown it?
Please,
What?
Râză.
Guano. Guano, my dear audience. Oh, once upon a time, I acted at the theater. Oh, an actrice! You! The badger had a great weakness for actresses since birth. Yeah, but the way they appear on stage, glamorous, elegant, tender, and so metaphysical. The way they can enrich reality with something that doesn't exist. You, an actrice! Come on, screw it! Screw it, screw me! The director was actually my husband, the third one. No. Wait, no, I would have liked him to be my husband, but did I tell you that my divorce certificate was stolen? No, I didn't. Oh. So we lived like this, an illegitimate couple, hidden behind the curtain for about 3.5 hours. No, 3.5 hours a day, because he was married, and we were afraid that the curtain would fall. And did I tell you about the repertoire? Oh, stop it! You've been acting all this time. You said this, yet you think that. Let's not forget that someone is trying to smoke us out, and very soon we will all celebrate. That's why I'm here to tell you. I mean, that's why I'm here to tell you.
Înger încearcă să zboare de pe umărul meu în pădurea lui Dumnezeu. Se duce cu foșnetul său liniștit și plânge ce a fost odată și fie va mai rău. Unde este ziua? Unde este seara? Unde este toamna? Unde este vara? Și inocentele animale care îmi dădeau târcoale. Dar unde este râsul și ursul care ne adăposteau și de mâncare mestecată ne dădeau? Unde este lucrul? Unde este vânt?
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Wait a sec. Here is my report. Friends, my leaves are falling on the half of the globe, because fall is coming on the other half, but our body, a sign that a bountiful spring is on its way. But I didn't say such a thing. Screw it, Madam Fox. Let's cut it to the chase. Your acting is just as bad as your personality. Miss Fox began to cry whenever she was unveiled. The fox was kicked out into the cows. No, not that way. You are killing yourselves, good God. It was Mr. Fox, the second one. he had finally finished his arabesques in the pit and done another gallery out back. But with so many experiences, he had built a lot of exits. Just because he liked to work and did it with much love. Then Mr. Fox told them about the villagers gathered outside who had lit a fire right in front of the dance entrance and were roasting corn on the cob. Living that way, you would see the enemy, because no matter the disagreements between them, a beast remains a beast, and a man is still a man. Follow me! So Mr. Fox led them through his winding gallery for 2 weeks. And suddenly, everything was flooded with light, air rushed into their lungs, their eyes began to water. Here is the cave of abstract thought, presented Mr. Fox like a guide at the Louvre Museum, presenting very proudly, here is the Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
Is the abstract thought. The cave of abstract thought. Some shepherds twisted it, even though they secretly call it Middle Earth. But as they went to various schools and learned all sorts of things, they christened it the way I told you. Of course, when they leave abstract thought and go back to their sheep, they still talk about Middle Earth.
This is weird. Here, I want some space to illustrate a book for baby bears.
So the big bear disappeared into the shadows like an echo. After about 3 days, the bear returned. Dirty with cold, dizzy with images, but satisfied that he had left behind him something beautiful and useful to society. Some drawings illustrating the story, and the story of the bear in the forest. Oh, you know the story I'm telling you right now. So I have reproduced some drawings exactly to show them to you on your projection with or without camera. our forest. Our forest is time to step out into the light. My hibernation is over as fast as you would say, a fish. Martin, I mean the bear never considered he had ever been a jerk. Once upon a time. He really was, but not so long ago. Now he was busy with problems. They had finally overwhelmed him. Darling, forget the problems and give me a saying, please. That's what Miss Fox said as she let down her hair, still smelling like the coolness of the cave. Because she was a ginger, Miss Anișoara Măicănescu was called Foxy. Which didn't bother her. In fact, she encouraged the nickname as she loved foxes as well as those who wear them. Darling, what was that saying about?
I cannot say.
Oh, come on, I'd still like to know.
Love. It's a saying inspired by a life with or without morals. It depends on the person.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I can't find the answer to a metaphysical problem right away.
Because
The bear
was reading a dictionary, Rousseau, and was trying to understand a single word. Logical. What is logical? What is not? And what is not logical? What is not? Logical? Was his destiny logical?
where's my wife?
Wasn't she on holiday?
Why would she be on holiday when everyone is working together to push society forward?
Society moves forward by itself without you and your wife getting involved. So said Foxy. She had strong political views which were always ignored. And here comes an awkward silence. Oh, my ears are ringing badly. It's as if I was in an airplane. Now you're going to leave me. Going to leave me. Death. Musca asta cum se zice?
Eu nu înțeleg deloc pentru ce și-a dat iacul. Mai bine în ceas loc o bubă pentru eu.
Martin, the bear, and what was the fox? His mistress, or?
Secretar.
Martin the
secretara
Bear.
lui.
So Martin the Bear and his secretary Foxy were still in the forest. Just the two of them. Of course, Foxy called herself Anișoara Bărbescu, but it doesn't hurt for a woman to have several names and just one age. Sorry for this tiny detail, which only women get. La la la. You've been telling me nonsense for the past 4 years.
As in?
As in keeping me in the forest. Foxy could praise him and leave him hot and cold and bending him to her will. In fact, a single year had passed.
Vine tristețea de la sine, vine așa cum știu doar eu că vine.
Martin the Bear became
Mă ia foarte
another.
frumos de braț, zicându-mi foarte simplu, azi.
But he didn't know what he would become.
Eu nu mă tem de brațul tău, tristețe pentru
He
Dumnezeu.
didn't have enough time to get to know himself yet. His transformation caught him by surprise.
Caută-ți, te rog, un alt tătân. Poftim. Iar mai făcut să plâng. Vine tristețea de la sine, așa cum știu doar eu că vine. Mă ia foarte frumos de braț și când foarte simplu azi. Eu nu mă tem de hațul tău, tristețe pentru Dumnezeu. Atât te rog un alt tătân, poftim iar mai făcut să plâng.
Foxy was expecting a baby. But the problem was that she didn't know exactly how long to expect the baby or another creature. A girl on her street had given birth to a pigeon. No, it's true that it was born at only 8 months. But it really was a pigeon. Foxy wanted a son. You know, an illegitimate child has better chances in life if it's a boy. Foxy was of such faith, of such nature and constitution. She was faith itself, nature and constitution personified. So that merely a kind look, just a look now and then from her darling meant more than a wave of compliments. She invited the bear to the table, fed him, excused him because she had fed him too much, combed his hair, groomed him, and put him to bed. The bear had a dream, Foxy had a baby. What do you want first, the baby or the dream? The baby? Oh, the baby. No, first, as an introduction. Cleave to the right, cleave to the left, above. Oh, the sky with the stars and sheep clouds below. The other world, oh, better, more honest, but still hidden from everyone. The bear came down, skipping. Where am I going like this? In huge skips. He began to climb, holding on the road, thinking of Foxy, then of Ika. When he grew tired of one, he thought of the other. Then when he got tired of both, he let himself down, knowing a better world awaited him, one without Foxy and without Ika. Ika, his wife. The same landscape, to the right, to the left, up and down. When he got tired going down, he started climbing again, but what was below him now? The sky with stars and sheep, and what was up? A better, more honest world? What the hell am I doing? He went up, he went out. He started to cry. He felt his life passing by, just missing him as he went up and down, said, "Oh, look, the baby, the baby." That's that. Now we have our own child. Come on, sleepyheads. Get up and question him. It's pointless. The bear didn't get the joke. He didn't recognize it as a joke. Furthermore, he didn't recognize her either. Not as a woman, nor a lover. She was nothing. And using a very, natural Swiss tone, he said to her, "What are you doing here? What's the meaning of this naked stranger in my bed? Who sent you, and on what basis do you have any papers?" Oh, Foxy had a lot of papers, but in her purse. And the purse was hanging on the back of a chair, right at the other end of the world. And it would have been impossible for her to travel the distance from the bed to the end of the world and back. In her state, physical and moral too. Because she had loved him with all her heart, offering herself to him selflessly, until life suddenly revealed another wrinkle and another pimple. I'd have expected anything but pimple. I turn around and count to 100, and 1, 2, 3. If you're not out that door, 19, 20, 23, I'll call 52, 53, 57, and then we'll see how you whistle your way out. What are you waiting for? Oh, my fur. That's all I ask of you. Of your majesty, my fur. And bang! Foxy slammed the door after 101. But you could hear her yell, "I'm still, babe, a mother, I'm still."
ceas de ceas, din coteți ca din impas, vulpea intră zi de zi, în coteți fie ce-o fi. Rață urcă orgăină, să le scoată la lumină, ca să nu rămână în feznă, beznă de coteți, până la Dresda.
Foxy wanted just to pass, but she reached a great impasse. Foxy wanted just to be and to have her family. Foxy wanted just a son who would wear only a gun, would be a lucky son and would like to walk towards the sun.
Foxy wanted just a ceas, din coteți ca din pas, vulpea intră zi de zi, în coteți fie ce-o fi. Lasă urcă orgăină, să le scoată la lumină, ca să nu rămână în beznă, beznă de coteți, până la Dresda.
For 10 years, the bear didn't hear anything about her. He was in the same lonely hideaway deep in the forest. He had just fixed the problem, signed the release, and thrown it away when boom! Oh! The door opened again, and with unbelievable confidence, the same creature stepped in. Have you finished counting?
Counting? What am I, a calculator?
This entrance on stage so unexpected of such a well-defined character amused the bear. We all want women to throw themselves at us, but in theory, and not in real life. He felt as he finally opened his eyes. Oh, you were with the mothers. Now, please take a seat. No! I am with Mother. And the door was thrown open as a kid tumbled through onto the teeth with the bow, arrows, rifles, swords, guns, missiles, and satellites. Daddy, 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 daddy! Oh! The bear felt his world collapse. From shame, from guilt, he sank into the earth up to his ankles. His waist, his shoulders. He had certainly fallen in a swamp. Don't fall until you've heard the story of my life. The bear had already listened to the story of Scheherazade's life, told by Foxy herself, and now a horn appeared from the other room.
What? Un ce? Sau un B?
Sound that, shall we listen to the story? Oh, a horn, then the other one, a snout, a head, more, and finally the rest of a cow. My wife, Ika. My dear Ika, this lady in mustard. Foxy was wearing A master dress, very beautiful.
And this kid who claims to be from our group, meaning her and me.
Martin, the engineer. When the hell he became an engineer?
You know, she's
Well,
she's not coming.
Martin would have been better off drowning in that swamp back then for 1,001 nights, just to have avoided this awkwardness.
Oh, I can't wait to meet your wife. Call her in, please, so I can tell her what an unfaithful jerk she married.
Nika, the cow, was still there. Holding a cup of coffee.
Cry here, lady, right into this cup. And after you drink, turn it upside down. And I'll read you coffee grounds. Then we'll know who is the father.
What did you see in her? Well, she's tall, she's nice, but you know, she's nice. She's nice? She's nice or not? Is she nice?
Okay, you don't want to say. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll never see that child support.
Here we are. The love triangle.
I saw two horses today. Both were white and so beautiful. By the way, do you still ride?
When I was younger, we'd ride into the sunset.
And how was it? Your thighs hurt. Hurt. Am I right?
My eyes too. The bear gazed towards her and liked what he saw. For about 10 minutes. It couldn't last longer. What's wrong with me? Am I really such a beast? Oh.
In life, there are times when you have to be happy, no matter who you offend.
Where are you?
De ce urișa niciunele tot? Azi e duminică și închise peste cap. Și o să înrăcești la ușa raiului.
That was surprised.
Pe Domnul Raiului. Și micuții ce-nțepi până seară singură, un pai, un pai.
Oh, they were completely connected.
Who?
And Foxy and the bear didn't we leave him with the fox a while ago. We left Martin the bear a long time ago with Foxy. Or better yet, we left them together. Foxy and the bear, Foxy and Foxy with the bear. They were resting on a branch. The bear was dressed in yellow. Yellow like sunflower pollen from which you get the best rosemary honey. And she was dressed in a baby green blouse.
Era muștar?
Atunci, back then, was a dress. Now it's a baby green blouse. So the bear, dressed in yellow, and Foxy in baby green, they went to a bird concert, watching from above their peaks on a branch by the road. He took her in his arms with the finesse of the bear's mouth and looked her in the eyes. No, imagine that. The bear, with full hands, lifted her above his head and gently fell into the grass. Then he placed her very tenderly next to him between two little flowers, a daisy and another daisy. They both gazed down into the abyss. She saw a greater abyss than he did. Although they both looked into the same abyss, which never changed and always stayed the same, deep down something was happening, who knows what. The river was crashing and crashing stones like a saw splitting wood, and that aroused their sick imagination. After all, that's exactly why they were here, because they were sick, but not of their imagination, of these simple, unstable times, full of trials and tribulations, the empire of trials and tribulations, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
That's all we know.
That's all we know.
Șmesență pare,
Aș vrea să ne separ,
că viața e ușoară, că stăm ca în fundea, și eu o nenealaie, se scoaie tot de soare, și arii trec pe apă, și plângem de la ceapă.
There we go.